to Wicked Wins, episode 20. Before anybody says it, I already know the camera's out of place. I'll be working on them. Can somebody fill time while I work on them? Maybe with a recap. Or maybe they don't want to recap it because they don't like XP. I don't know. Their choice.
We were in this random house of this place. We saw these mind speaker thing go to. We pretty much started the session like going through this like secret door we found, stepping into a room that had what we think was the mind speaker, but he looked a little different, so not 100% there. And then like two other people, one who appeared to be his assistant and one who appeared to be some sort of just like bodyguard. We fight and kill all of them, and then Astrum raises the main one, who I guess is named Blueberry, as his new undead minion, because the only casualty was unfortunately Legend. And then after that, we explored the rest of the place. We found a random old dwarf in a room sleeping. Figured out he had some magical fancy headband on him that was like invisible. He can't remove it himself, and it has like a permanent lullaby spell on it to keep him sleepy. They went and found all of the like cooks and help and murdered them all. Basically, the only person that's left alive in here that we know of is that old dwarf, because we're currently kind of deciding whether to kill him or not. And we're currently trying to figure out what to do about these huge vats of magical chemicals we found. And we sort of like tested them on said old dwarf and fed him one and it made him invisible, and fed him one of the other one and it made him like, he was kind of awake and it made him go right back to sleep, and he's like super sleepy and snoring. Yeah, so currently we're in that room with said sleepy dwarf on the ground, and we're deciding whether or not we're going to just like mess with these vats of chemicals and make them unusable and, you know, not working and all of that, or if we are going to try to take some, or if we're going to try to like tell the Lars Temple about it and see if they like want to come collect it or whatever.
Yeah. Well, that's not cool.
Oh, what happened?
My Roll20 has crashed and it's decided that it can't process the game anymore.
Oh,
please hold. Thank you for the recap.
Times.
It's nice that, like, right as you're finishing the recap, this happens.
Yeah.
Well, this is a good time to talk about what we should do.
It is a good time to discuss what you should do about this scenario that you've created for yourselves.
I could we did not. We're being good, abiding citizens.
Yeah, okay.
I can check to see what I think might cause, or what a potion might cause invisibility, or some knowledge on the subject of that.
Well, I think we have some kind of idea. I'm guessing that, like, because I don't think there's maybe like alchemy, but I think you already tried your knowledge alchemy on these things. So, I mean, I feel like the assumption we have is that maybe they're doing something to enhance magic that's already there, or possibly, because it definitely seems like, well, we don't know if maybe there's like the straight magic in these things, but we fed him one chemical and we know there's the lullaby on his headband and he went straight to sleep. So like either enhance that or is straight lullaby magic. I don't know if these things are like literally the magic in there. And then he drank the other one and his headband was invisible, and then it turned his entire him invisible. So
yeah, well, my thinking is now that we have some evidence of what the potions do, I can like think about it some more.
Yeah,
there's more information to go on.
they're using these vats somehow to make the headbands, and they're using the headband. This is out of character. My character's way too dumb for this. But they're using the headbands to take over the dwarven houses in the city. So they're making the invisible headbands that make lullaby. They're putting them on whoever the homeowners are and taking over those homes.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fairly like easy to, deduce that that is potentially what's going on. And then you found a small vial of like a brown or orange liquid, which we haven't tested on anything. My guess is it probably might be what's making it to where they can't remove it from themselves. Like maybe that's the component that like, because basically we have a chemical identified for like the lullaby, we have a potential chemical identified for the invisibility, so the only thing that we don't have really identified is why they can't physically remove it off themselves, and that could be, that brown one, orange, whatever it was that we found hidden.
Did anybody identify what? Oh, what'd you say?
It's just full of super glue.
It's super glue.
I made a check on the brown liquid. When I get to, I'm gonna make a check on what potions or things might cause invisibility.
So I thought that was already rolled on before. The additional information doesn't necessarily give you a lot of aid there. A lot of this is going to be like thinking of, if you want to try to figure this out, some of this is going to be some measure of experimentation. And like rational levels of experimentation. So like you can give me, as an example, you could give me like a thing that you might want to test this out in terms of one of your extracts, perhaps. Like if you have an extract made, you might say like, I want to test like adding this thing, this color thing to my extract, and then maybe drink it, maybe don't. But this is the part where like, you've got more information, and you've got the information that I gave you from that, and that's kind of the only information you have. So it's now figuring out whether or not you want to test it, whether you want to dismiss it, or...
I think we should have one of the undead drink some and see what happens.
Well, remember, he's only got extracts, and they only affect him. So
the potions... So...
No, I was meaning make the undead just drink some of the straight chemical.
Okay.
They tried, remember? It just slid through
goes,
their body.
they have no...
Oh, yeah, because they're
digestive
skeletons.
system.
Yeah, I forgot about that. You're right.
I'm probably just an experiment on myself. That sounds something I would do.
All right. I like this idea.
Yeah. Gives me an excuse.
So,
to be dead.
What do you want to experiment with?
So I'm gonna try pouring... Let's see if I'm actually wounded before I do this. Okay, so I have to use some HP. I'm gonna take the blue stuff, the ones that's the invisibility one. I want to pour some of that into a Cure Light Wounds extract.
Okay.
And then see what happens when I
little guy
consume it.
Well, Steve deleted me, so I brought myself back out. But I'm Mini.
Oh, that was you. For some reason, I thought that was Blueberry. I'm sorry.
How dare you?
All right, so you pour the blue liquid into this. Let me see if I can get my Evernote back open, because that seemed related to the crash. Because otherwise, I've got to do this the hard way. Come on, brain, you can do it. Damn it! Chrome must have changed something about how it operates. It now, like, crashes out, claiming I'm out of memory. I have so much system memory and GPU memory, there's no way I'm out of memory.
All I know is that last week I had to run this in Firefox.
I'm already running a copy of this in Firefox. I have a copy of this in Firefox and a copy of this in Chrome, but that's a really bad sign, because it means that I may have to run this stupid thing in Edge.
I don't understand. You just made up a word.
Oh. Alright, I guess I'm gonna open up Evernote in Edge.
So edgy.
You're speaking in tongues.
Speaking in tongue. Oh wait, I can't do that because no, Edge is not linked to my company account. It's yeah. Problem is I don't need Evernote saying you've exhausted the number of things you can be logged into on Evernote. Please disconnect one of those things. Yep, this is just Chrome being an increasingly shitty application. Nope, that crashed Chrome.
I have never crashed Chrome.
I opened up Evernote in Edge, and it crashed Chrome. I don't know what universe I am in, but I am very tired of it this week. I would like to get back to a world where things work.
Damn.
Oh, you know what? Actually, that makes sense. Edge is a Chromium-based browser. This is happening at the Chromium level. So I will open Evernote in Firefox. I will close out of Edge. This is not how nature intended. Riveting gameplay right here.
See if I can find. Wow, there's actually just a video for this.
Let's see. I got that, and then let's bring this up and. Ugh. I'm not clicking YouTube links that people randomly send me. What do you want me to do? Get banned on Twitch?
Yes, that's why I'm linking you this technical difficulty screen.
Let's see.
Steve, would I ever send you a link trying to troll you? That doesn't sound like something I'd ever do.
Oh yes, not at all. I've never started listening to music that made me want to die. All right. I have this here. Evernote looks different depending upon every browser that you open it up. That's cool. Real good way to be consistent across all browsers. All right. So, you...
Also, I'm not on the map. I forget if that's intentional. I zoned out a lot.
What do you mean on the map?
I'm not on the...
You are not on the map. Let's fix
Yeah.
that. Get a Rusty on the map too here. Probably deleted you by accident as well.
He's little too.
Oh man,
made him grow.
Rusty.
I'm like Rita Repulsa.
One of these days I'm gonna get the enlarged self extract.
All right. So when you do this, I want to know where you're at when you drink this potion.
Is there a way I could like do this somewhat from a distance, or do I have to like be there under the thing, turn a nozzle so it...
There is a nozzle that you have to turn, so the drips are going to come down like right there, and these are like not flasks. What do you call it? The like not a beaker, but the other one, the one that's long and thin.
Man.
Like
no.
test tubes?
Test tubes. These are like test tubes. So you kind of got to get it like right underneath there, and I need to know about what quantity you're trying to get in there.
Well, okay. What I want to do is I want to put the liquid in a test tube, a separate
Okay.
vial. Move away from this thing so
Okay.
that if this blows up for whatever the hell reason, I'm not.
Well, now
near-
remember though, as you're moving away, not intent. I guess we'll use the term intensity. Intensity is not the word I'm looking for, but like the intensity of it starts to fade. It starts to become inert. If you
Okay.
take too long to add it to something.
All right. Well, then I'll just turn. Okay, I'll just turn away from it when I mix the two things
Okay,
together.
so you're like gonna kind of like turn backwards and then like turn the handle as you do.
I put it. So I have 2 vials, right?
Right.
I want to end up with 1 vial of the extract that I know about.
Yep.
And then this blue liquid.
Okay, you can do that. So you're gonna fill up the vial.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got 2 vials in your hand.
So one has the blue liquid, one has the known cure light wounds or whatever.
Yes.
I turn around like 180 degrees.
Yep.
And then I pour the blue liquid.
How much of the blue liquid do you want to pour into the cure light wounds?
Like a couple of drops if possible.
Give me a craft alchemy check.
I can only imagine this goes poorly.
Okay, so you get a few more than a few drops in there, but you don't feel like it's gonna create any big problem. Maybe, I don't know.
Well, I'll see what
Just
it creates.
permanent sleep.
Cheers.
Yeah, and you drink it down. This is a conjuration effect, if I remember right, for healing, right? No, it's transmutation, right?
Oh yeah, what happens if you have 2 different schools of
healing?
That's what I thought. I'm checking. Hang on. It is conjuration healing. You are correct. I was correct the first time. I should have trusted my first instinct. So yeah, you like pour this in very carefully, and then you take down a big swig. I need you to roll me. Hold on. That...
A will save? Please tell me.
No.
It's not...
Well, you can choose to will save against it because it is something that is will saveable. But I need you to roll me 10d8 plus plus 10.
Okay, so 10. Wait 1 second. Roll 10. This is going to be terrible if you've killed me already.
That's how many tentacles you grow.
10d8.
This technically isn't damage. It's all still positive energy, so you're lucky there. All right. How much does this exceed your HP by?
Well, 1 second. Like my max or my...
How much does this exceed your max HP by?
Oh, 1 second. I'm not going to do math.
Does it exceed your max? Is this equal to... Okay. So what are you at right now? I'm sorry, what hit points are you at right now? You are
currently
at
at 46.
I should have done it this way. So 46 minus 70... Oh no, I got to do this the right way. So you are 53.
Do I have temporary?
You are
HP?
down
That's
by
pretty sweet.
7 hit points. So yes, this exceeds your current max HP. So you will immediately fall unconscious in a state of bliss.
Oh. So do I go to full health?
You're at full health. You are technically at more than full health.
Well.
Every minute you will basically lose 1 from that health until you reach your maximum HP, at which point you will wake back up. But in the meantime, you are in a state of euphoria. You get you see all sorts of positive visions. You're walking around with giant sacks of money that weigh nothing. You're buying off people that you've hated, and then once you've bought them off, you go to somebody else and give them a sack of money to have that person killed so you can get your money back from them, and then you kill that person that killed the other person so you can get that money back as well. You're just having all the wonderful dreams of taking advantage of every circumstance. Everybody that you encounter.
So many suckers.
Exactly. But you all can watch Rusty take a swig of this, and he's kind of everything is fine, and he gets this very wide kind of almost Joker style smile on his face. If you've ever seen the old Batman Returns movie, the old Batman movie where they get the giant smile, and then he collapses to the floor.
Now the older guy, he didn't do that right.
The older guy did not do that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Looks like Luna's theory is proving true. It looks like it enhances magic that it's exposed to.
Is he still okay?
He is alive. You've seen this sort of thing before on people who have taken very powerful drugs. It looks like he is in a almost like a comatose caused by overdose.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
So, am I technically at 7 or plus 70?
Right now, you are at. Hold on.
Well, my question is, if they dealt damage to me, what happens? Do I go to like a lesser, way more than positive?
You are currently at 116 hit points. What happens when you take damage right now? No one knows. But I'm totally down for all of you experimenting.
Well, I don't know. Like, I have no idea what happened to him. I don't know if he's super healed. So I wouldn't just.
I turned to Higram. Haven't you watched Mirror Shot? Never mind.
Yeah, and we would need an alchemy check to know, right?
An alchemy check. You could also probably manage to break this down with the spellcraft.
Okay, I'll throw.
Because it still uses arcane energy.
What is this travesty?
Oh, you beat me down.
So between the two of you, it is likely that he has overdosed on positive energy. There is a condition that you can suffer from if you are like near the cap and you receive like a ridiculous amount of healing energy. Like you have to have enough energy to like bring someone back to life while you're at basically full life, in order to have this kind of thing happen. Very, very wealthy people can actually develop an addiction to the euphoria you get if, for example, you are very healthy and you go in and you say, okay, I want to be risen from the dead. And they're like, but you're alive. And you're like, I know.
The positive energy crisis.
Is there any way to wake him up?
I think so. I could channel negative energy to balance out the positive and try and bring him back to his regular equilibrium.
But just think, right now he could fight the world. Just keep getting hit. He'd be
I don't
fine.
think he can fight like that. He's on the floor. That's
what I'm saying. If you could wake him up, he'd be useful.
Higram's trying to think of ideas of how you fashion into a shield so you can put Rusty in the way.
To block with his body.
We're like, well, since he's the trap finder, we just toss him on all the traps at that door, at the back door. Just toss him on the pile.
There is that book that's guarded by the fire. Now's the time.
That's one way to disable a device.
Do you want me to try to wake him up with some negative energy or no?
Yeah, do some negative energy, or I'll just
I'm
beat
gonna
him.
back away, assuming that positive and negative energy combining could have horrible consequences. But I'm not gonna try to stop it.
Trying to not get the machinery.
Yeah, well, we can drag him to the other side of the room.
If you want to drag me.
Yeah, drag him away from the valuable equipment.
Yeah, everyone who doesn't want to be within 30 feet of me, back up.
Oh.
Yep.
Or else you're gonna...
Where did we drag him to?
Right
He's
beside
in the
you.
middle of the room right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's over here right now?
Yeah, you're now within 30 feet of his body.
You do not want to be within 30 feet of me. Or where you don't want to be 30 feet of
I mean, you can. It's not going to kill you.
No, Tom took a new feat where he's healed by negative energy.
Oh, really?
It's called Let the Hate Flow Through.
Jesus. I'm just trying to see what the roll is. It's 1d6. Oh, I think I'm stuck at a 1d6 forever.
No, I thought it still progressed. It just is much slower. I think you get like at level 10 another d6.
Oh, right. The Hex Channeler uses her Witch level as her Cleric level. Except increasing the managed Delta or heal. Yeah, I'm stuck at it. It's capped at 1d6.
Oh.
Enjoy your 1d6. So I can do this 3 times, so... I guess I don't know how much he's overhealed by. So
you have no idea.
So, hiya!
All right, so that'll drop Rusty. That'll take 2 minutes off of Rusty's unconsciousness.
I don't know if any of my undead guys are hurt.
So you can reduce your current... So you're 116 right now. So you can reduce your HP down by 2.
Yeah, I see he doesn't wake up, so I'll just try it again.
By 8 now?
And yeah, if he doesn't get up, I'll use my last one.
Okay. And by another 4.
All right, so instead of gaining a new hex, you can increase your channel energy.
Yeah, but I use
Yeah, that's
the
a lot.
hexes are replaced by other stuff. For
Yeah.
this archetype anyway, so.
Not only that, hex.
No hex room.
102.
Okay.
Well, I did what I could. Looks like it didn't wake him up. I guess start beating him.
Well, he didn't explode, so that's good.
Is that our working theory? We gotta beat his ass?
Yeah.
I hadn't thought about it, but if he's overhealed, that would make sense.
Alright, let's
I mean,
test out
I could use
Blueberry.
I could use some arrow targeting. I need
Oh.
to practice for the day.
Blueberry,
He's laying
practice.
down, though. We can have one of the skeletons pick him up.
All right. Yeah, Blueberry goes to town, slashing him. Rusty, I need you to take 48 points of damage.
Get a Blueberry.
Does he wake up?
All right. So you are at 62. You're still above maximum. So you are right because your max is 53. So
I feel like I'd be trying to like see if I can tell how he's doing while they're doing this to make sure they're not just like inadvertently killing him. Well,
Sure.
I have no idea.
All right. So I think somebody said they were going to unload some arrows onto him. So
What does the effect look like when the scimitar like hits him? Like, because he's overhealed, does it like cut him or what?
I want to see what things are happening in the same round first, and then I will describe. Yeah. So I want to know if there's arrows also being like plunged into Rusty in that same round.
Yep, here's an arrow for him.
All right. You just gotta beat AC.
Watch it, Chris.
He's laying down, though.
Yeah, that is true. So actually, I think Rusty, what's your touch AC? Or no, I'm sorry, not your touch AC. Your flat-footed AC.
I think you're muted, or I can't hear you.
Yeah, you're muted.
Sorry, I should probably not eat cookies on the microphone. 13.
Okay, so laying down, that will miss.
You do need arrow practice.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, you're hitting a target that's lying on the floor. It's a little weird. You can roll me your next attack. You got a full round action here.
Critical hit, all because of Clarence. Whoops! I killed him.
Rusty explodes into a pile of gib.
Certainly.
That will hit.
Me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Roll some damage. So take 26 points of damage from that one.
And my third flurry.
Yep.
I wake up at this point.
Ooh.
Damn,
Almost.
didn't crit.
Hold on.
Almost.
That's not a crit, but still
Almost
roll your
confirmed.
damage.
Jeez.
Because he might throw you back the other way. And then 32 points of damage.
So wait, it was 32 and what?
It was 26, 32, and 48. So the last two are 16 and 13, which are 32 and 26.
Thank you.
Yeah, so Rusty is now like gushing blood as like
Jesus.
the scimitar comes down at the same time. Like one of the scimitar strikes like blocks one of the arrows hitting his body, but then the other two arrows and the next scimitar strike comes down, and like blood is like pouring from Rusty. Rusty, you experience as you like awaken from the greatest dream of your life. Probably the most intense pain you've ever felt in your life, as like there are two arrows like sticking out of your chest, and a pair of scimitar slashes across your stomach.
Oh, he's awake! I say as I pull my arrows back out of him and requiver them.
You
Maybe have
asshole.
another drink of that liquid. Maybe not as much this time. Maybe just like a half dose.
I mean, I was already. What did I do? That was cure.
That was a cure light.
That was cure light? That was cure light wounds.
You also know you poured a little more than you intended. You were trying to go for like a drop, and you ended up with a few drops.
All right, I'm gonna try to like. I'll like try to before
You're
I
like
do
limping over there.
This, but I will limp over there. But before I do this, I'll try to explain. Can I explain to them? Do I know the effect that it has on me?
You can give me a craft alchemy check. Not very well, no.
Sorry, I forgot to add inspiration.
Okay, go for it. Okay, so that's a little better. You kind of understand some of the same thing that they understand. You do know that if you can reduce the dosage, you will have a more controlled effect. But it will make your extract relatively unstable. So like it has to be consumed in the same round that you combine this with it. Extracts have a stability problem, which is why they only last for a day. This is causing an amplification, and anytime that you amplify an extract or a potion, you diminish the amount of time it will be able to stay stable for. And especially in the case of the extract will be gone almost immediately, if not drank, within basically the same round.
I'm going to try and heal myself again.
Okay.
Don't overdo it this time.
Give me another craft alchemy check.
I'm going to probably also spend another inspiration on this one.
Yep.
Just to make sure. Actually, I can do that. I can do that after. I can do that after I see what the number is.
You can see what the number is, yes, and then you can choose to roll inspiration.
Oh no!
You know what? It's not even worth it.
All right, you're just gonna take the penalty. So once again, then you're gonna roll me another 10d8 plus.
Wait,
10.
well, but so this is I've got. I'm not saying of combining them yet.
Okay. Well,
So
this is to combine them.
Oh, I thought this was to get the correct amount in the thing.
That is getting the correct amount in the thing. Getting one drop into the thing.
Once I have one drop in it.
Well, you know you've overpoured, right?
One.
So you don't have an eyeglass dropper, or not an eyeglass dropper, but you don't have like a dropper. So you're free pouring this and trying to get it to one drop, and like you have that moment where your hand just shakes just the slightest amount, and just a little bit more than you intended falls into the extract.
Well, okay. So my understanding was that I'm pouring it into a separate vial.
Correct. And then you're taking that vial and you're pouring that vial into your other vial, and it's there where you're making the craft alchemy check and where your hand shakes just slightly, just enough to push a little more liquid in.
Okay, I thought I only had one drop in the second vial.
You can't really get one drop in that vial. That you're kind of turning a spigot. You're going to end up with whatever you end up with in the container.
Yeah, I thought that was the whole point to doing it in the two containers.
Yeah, the second container is to limit what you're pouring into the first one.
All right, guys, I have to do this. Hopefully, I don't go too crazy.
We'll attack you less this time. We've learned.
All right, so I'm rolling
10d8 plus 10.
I've done a lot of. Okay, here we go.
Okay, so gain 61. That will not put you above your max HP, so you will be conscious. You'll go to your max HP. Like, it'll immediately kind of flop you back down to max HP.
Okay, good.
It's only when you go, like, when you basically double your HP that you end up in that state.
Oh, top of the world.
Hey.
You do feel amazing. Go ahead.
What if you do a spell that only lasts for a certain amount of time?
You know what? That's an excellent idea. Let me test that out. All right. This is going to be great. Let's see how this kills me. All right, Steve. I'm going to take an ant hall potion.
Okay.
I'm going to take an ant hall potion. I'm going to pour as a single drop. Try and get a single drop into it.
Give me a craft alchemy.
You become an ant.
He's gonna do the.
You just transform into an ant.
That's
not what the spell does.
Things into pieces.
That's why the other guy was turning into an
Oh my
insect.
god!
I've heard Steve's flavor before when he describes what happens when you take ant hull extracts. I feel like you're gonna become a freaking ant.
If I could get only one drop in this stupid thing.
All right.
I keep rolling twos.
Nope, you like sprout a hard shell on your back
All right.
and turn it into a fucking
Steve,
ant.
what happens?
So Bella has kind of the right idea here. Rusty doesn't turn into an ant, but Rusty definitely takes on like some very ant-like characteristics. His body becomes like hard and shitness. His head kind of shapes a little bit and has like this shell over top of it. and he like sprouts a couple of extra like legs out of the side of his stomach, and he looks like a cross between like if an ant did like the cute thing that a dog does when it gets up on its two hind legs. That is what he looks like with his like little ant, his ant-like arms that still have like fingers on them that also look kind of like ant legs. But you feel like you could carry the entire world on your back right now.
How long does this effect last?
Same duration.
Oh, good. So let me look at this again real quick.
But with regard to
2 hours
carrying, with regard to your carrying capacity, your carrying capacity quintuples. So you are at 5 times your carrying capacity.
Can I, Steve?
Yes.
Can I lift this thing right here? Can I lift it?
Let's see. Let me do some math here. So what is your current strength?
My current strength before changing anything,
yes,
is 10.
Okay. So
I want to compare it to the door size.
Oh,
Would it even be
like,
possible?
can he even get it out?
He can't get it out the door, but that's not what he's testing right now.
That's what I wanted done if the door was big enough.
So 399 times 4 times 4. No, this is 1200. Oops, no, it's not like that. Wait, is it?
Well, I can tell you, I'm glad that I didn't have
Difference 99.
Person passed on.
99.
I would become Ant-Man.
No, that is it. That is how it's done. Okay.
Or that one scene in Ant-Man.
You can effortlessly lift this thing.
Oh my god. Okay.
Like he like reaches a hand down or 2 hands down and like just kind of like casually lifts it, and then is like, oh, I could let one hand go. Look, guys.
All right. So how do we get this out of here that I can lift it?
Well, the door's not big enough.
It can.
Does it have a bunch of parts that look like they're? Oh, my character's not smart though.
It's fine. You can say it because there's other people who are smart enough who would have the idea.
I'm thinking they probably put assembled this in here.
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah.
Could we disassemble it?
It is possible, but you're gonna lose you may lose the liquid that's in the reservoir.
Yeah, like, is it possible just to take the reservoir, like disassemble just the reservoir?
You'd have to figure out how to cut off how to keep the reservoir sealed. But it looks like the container kind of does the sealing process. So it's hard to tell without maybe knowing the schematics or figuring out how this is done. But you're in a room with a lot of plans.
But we can't understand any of it.
Does anybody have any ranks in knowledge engineering?
I can always do a knowledge engineering check.
Yeah, you can give me a knowledge engineering check. You get to roll that with inspiration, I believe. I don't think.
Yeah, I should. I don't know why that shouldn't. It should.
Let me make sure that's how that works that way. Just to make sure it's not only on.
Just the ones I've checked.
Yeah. Hang on one sec. I will double check.
Oh, blah,
Blah.
I forget what gives me the ability to do that.
It's inspiration.
It could be your.
No, keen recollection is I could do unchained knowledge checks. And then free inspiration.
Yeah, the free inspiration is just part of inspiration when you're doing knowledge checks, but then you can make the knowledge checks without having ranks in them still. So yeah, hit your inspiration die for me.
Oh yeah, sure.
You feel pretty close to being able to take this apart and being able to make sure that most of the liquid remains intact. Like you think you could finagle a way to get it so that you cut off the open air supply getting into this while sealing off the container and being able to remove it. But you are going to lose some of the liquid in the process.
Wait,
Well, as long as we can keep a good portion of it.
don't touch it yet.
Don't touch it.
I want to open my spell component pouch, and I want to drip some of my onyx gems that I use for raising dead. I want to see what it does.
Okay. That will have no effect.
Oh,
Because it'll drip on there and you'll see like the blue liquid on it, but then the blue liquid will turn inert 6 seconds later.
okay.
I'm gonna try to disassemble it.
Yeah, you can. With that knowledge engineering, you know exactly how to do what you're gonna do. So you'll see like there's now like a little bit of a clear liquid pool on top of the blue liquid, but there's still a good portion of the blue liquid left underneath it.
Well then.
You want to do the same to the green thing over there, so we can bring both?
Yeah. Can I do the
We
same to
never
both?
experimented with that one, though.
You can do the same thing with it. You did succeed, but you are right. You did not experiment with the other one, and that's disappointing.
Well, I'd rather experiment with
Well,
somewhere
it
in our
seems like
own
it's
terms
positive.
instead of
Right, but
So-
once we dismantle it, is it still gonna is it still gonna have the spigot so you can pour the stuff
The
out?
spigot is still attached to it. The rest of the
Oh.
machine is Rusty can figure out like from the disassembly process. The rest of the machine is whatever is like a distillation system of some sort. The way that it's put together, it is like pulling something from something. What it's pulling from is hard to tell because like the way the machine is constructed requires like you to have understood what the result of this is, and that's the check that you guys like couldn't quite figure out. But as far as the machinery is concerned, it can be identified. The rest of the machine is a distillation machine, but the container that stores it is also specifically pressurized, and there's no detachment mechanism that's kind of been added. So Rusty's kind of finagled a way to like slip something in a certain way to block the air supply, and then quickly kind of create like a sort of welding mechanism to be able to remove the like storage container from it.
Does it look like there's something that they're putting in it? Like is there an opening that they're putting something in to distill out? Or is it like a sealed chamber that they're distilling stuff out constantly?
No, at the very top of the chamber, there is this is what this like flange is at the top here. So they are basically opening something up. There's a part where they drop something in,
Okay.
and then when they seal it off, that then does whatever it's doing in the chamber after that.
I was just wondering if it was like some creature trapped in there and they're just every now and then stealing some of its life force to make this stuff.
You know me very well, Clarence.
So remind me before I decide what I'm doing with these two tanks. Lars doesn't want these, right? Lars wants something else.
This task is not for Lars. This task is for Honorine.
What does Honorine want again?
Honorine wanted you to kill Blueberry.
Well, looks like these are going to my residence.
I thought we were saying that Dragonton might want to see these.
Oh, is that what we were saying?
Well, I don't
Remember
know.
the Cole?
Are you
the
going to
whole
give us all a
taking
reward for dropping these off? I want coin.
Yeah.
What can
The
you do with
Cole is
them?
taking over the Temple of Lars. We have to. We need whatever resources we can get to try to, defeat this cult that's taking over the church.
Well, I was gonna spend my time researching these, so I know what they do. But if you want them, I guess you could have some.
Well,
What?
I guess that's if you think you can make use of them more than coin would bring us. I'm fine with that.
Well, there's only one way to find out, I guess.
All right, so the agreement is Rusty is now going to store these at his abode.
I guess that's what he wants to.
I mean, he's the one who can carry them, so.
Yeah, currently I don't
I
think
mean,
the
like,
Cole
the-
wanted to.
Unless there's a place I
But
could
I-
get them safely stored, like some kind of secure deposit area, which I would be willing to pay for, like some kind of like bank or some, not like a bank, but you know what I mean.
We can't experiment with them in a bank. So yeah, your house is
Also,
a good place
all
to
the
experiment.
questions. I would like to store this mysterious liquid and see it things in your bank, please.
Is it fragile, hazardous, or combustible? I don't know.
Could be. It is definitely not a bomb, though. I think.
Well, next
Can't say
question
that
is,
with a 100% guarantee.
Right.
how are we leaving here without being very obvious with these?
This
two
guy
tanks and-
two fisting not like jugs of alcohol, but like containers filled with mystery liquid.
Do we have any way of? Can you turn it invisible? Anyone cast invisibility?
what
I'll
is-
point
wait.
at the green one. That one.
Yeah, that one was turning stuff invisible.
Yeah.
That one
What I
was?
remember.
Yeah.
Well, turn the
Yeah.
old man invisible, but
Yeah.
But they would still, if you're invisible,
Laying on the ground invisible here.
yeah,
He's
you guys
in
have
this room
kicked
right
him
now.
multiple times as you were coming over to beat on Rusty.
So don't trip over him when you're bringing these out.
Yeah, like once I remember that, I'll drag them over like to here somewhere
Okay.
where we're not constantly stepping on them.
So wait, what was the one that made people invisible?
The green one.
More likely, it enhances an effect already on you, as the blue one enhanced a spell.
Right.
Because he was already somewhat having something invisible on him, I suspect these alter something about something else. I don't think it.
Oh, so you think the green one is for?
Well,
elite,
we
maybe?
could tell that the blue one is enhancing potency or like the strength of what it is, because it made the healing be much stronger and made the ant hall give him like insane carrying capacity. I think we should test the green one. I wouldn't be surprised if it enhances a different quality of it, maybe this one actually enhances the duration or something.
Well, I only have one more thing I can test with, and I have suspicion it's not going to be useful to test it.
I mean, you could just lick a couple of drops of the green liquid, since we think that it enhances.
Are you a part ant? I don't want to hear it.
What's the worst thing that can happen? You just go full ant.
You never go full ant.
You never go full ant. I'm just gonna try and take these back. And what are we gonna do before we take them back? I mean, anthill has a long ass time. We could do what we're gonna do in this place before I take them back.
I think we did everything we were gonna do. We were just trying to decide like if we were gonna go to like the authorities, not the authorities. If we were gonna bring it up to the church or whatever.
Yeah, because we had taken 20, found like all the hidden treasure and shit in here already.
All right, well then.
Luna, can you make people invisible, or was that something fun? I thought you could do that or something. Can you make Rusty invisible so we don't have this guy walking around with 2 jugs that like draws attention to us? Maybe.
You think this would draw attention?
I'm just gonna tell people I'm going to a kegger. I'm sure they'll believe me. I have the bluff
I mean,
for
we
it.
probably are gonna look.
like, I'm going to a cat. Oh, nice.
I would
Yeah.
suggest she does that as we're about to leave. Not. I don't know how long it takes us to get out.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you'll have to help Rusty down to the door. Like, Rusty will have to carry one down to the doorway area, set it down, take the next one, carry it down to the doorway area. And then you'll have to bring each one outside of the door one at a time, because these things are massive. They're like twice the size of a person. They'll fit through the door if you like turn them sideways, which Rusty can kind of do by tossing them up and like spinning them and then landing them on one hand and then like slowly moving them out.
Alright, I'll perception for if anything is like suspicious outside the door.
Yeah.
Before we drag these out there.
Yeah, the most suspicious thing that you'll recognize as you get out the door is gonna be Rusty by a long shot. Following that, there are a few people that like look on as you guys come in and out, and they kind of like stare for a minute, but nobody that seems to stick around.
Aren't I invisible?
You may be, but you still have to set each of the containers down to get them outside.
Oh, that's true.
So then these containers like pick up and disappear.
Well, okay, fair enough. But either way.
And what are we doing with the dwarf? Are we leaving him in here?
I don't know. What are you doing with the dwarf?
Yeah, we were gonna let Dragotin know about what's going on over here, and he could decide if he wants that dwarf alive because he's the owner of the house, or if we're just gonna kill it and take it over for Lars.
All right.
Our new base. Our group home.
Okay.
Yep.
So,
I'm calling it that.
are you guys like just walking in a line, or what's your walking strategy down the streets?
Well, I think we're gonna take a different route out of here than we took to get here.
Yeah, I mean, avoiding the watch. Of the.
Well, you can't like go down alleys because Rusty is carrying these massive these massive things.
I can go a different way.
It's invisible.
Okay, so he's gonna be basically running into literally every person on the street.
Oh no, you're saying he's too big for an alley.
Correct. He's too big for an alley, and he's almost too big for the streets. Like if he's walking down the streets, imagine two massive like reservoirs of liquid, like the size of like a brewing vat for alcohol, that are just like walking down the street invisible.
Right.
Can she
yeah.
Wait.
So yeah, let's walk in a line in front of him.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we need like 3 people in front of him, right? Like all side by side, so they take up a wide area. Him right behind them, and then I'll be like slightly right behind Rusty. So if I feel like I need to, if I feel like his invisibility is about to wear off, I can throw another one on him real fast.
Okay. Yeah, you guys get in like this kind of gang lineup formation, trying to like keep the streets as your own. And another group of very like able-bodied people will kind of like step up in front of you. Hey, this our turf. What are you doing over here?
Not anymore. Move aside.
Nonsense. What, you think because you got a bunch of boners, you got some sort of billing over us, huh?
No, we just want to walk by.
Excuse me, we don't all have boners over here, okay?
You're giving boners.
I mean, you don't know anything about what I'm giving or taking.
Oh, I know what I'm getting.
Excuse you, sir. Are you implying you would take something without consent?
I'm not implying. I'm just straight up saying.
Wow, that is very rude. I think we have to deal with this rude individual.
I don't think you have to deal with anything except getting out of my territory.
Yeah, so I'm gonna gauge this person and see how strong they are.
Yeah, give me a gauge check while he's doing this. Yeah, so that 16 is still actually enough. Like, looking him up and down, this is like just some low-life thug that, you know, you guys have walked into his area. You're like walking in kind of proud formation down his street. You're making him look bad, and he's like trying to be intimidating kind of in your face.
All right, this is what's gonna happen. Luna's gonna walk up and she's gonna be like, "Oh, really? Okay, sure. Well, why don't you let me test it and give me a kiss real fast, and we'll see how that is."
I mean,
Damn.
I want to let this go, and he'll like lean in.
Yeah, and as he does, I will kiss him, but I'm gonna use my fucking seducer's kiss on him.
All right, I forget what that does.
If he fails my DC, he becomes staggered for a round.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure he's gonna fail this, because it's it.
Because
You haven't had sex with him at least, but it's still
How
increased
does he
by
know?
2.
Maybe they have in the past.
No,
Alright.
I'm ruling it for this one. Oh crap! Oh, actually, it's 18. All right, he fails.
Plus
Yeah.
2 if he's
Yeah.
attracted
Because
to
he fails and he's staggered, I'm gonna knee him in the crotch and push him on the ground and be like, "That's what you get for trying to say that you're just gonna take me."
Yeah, give me an attack roll.
Oh god.
Melee attack roll, because it's still an attack
no.
roll. Staggered does not mean you stand there
Oh,
stupid.
No. No. Oh god.
Yeah, you go to like knee him in the groin, and he's like kind of like, but he like quickly like pulls his waist back, and he's like, "The hell are you doing, broad?
Nothing.
Look,
That ain't how
What
this
are you
works."
doing?
Just, you want us out of your territory? Just move out of the way, and we'll be out of your territory.
Then don't walk like you run the place.
But we do.
You don't run shit. Boys, let's get
We
him.
don't want
Boys,
to
get
kill
him.
you.
All right, roll into initiative here
All right.
Damn it.
as you guys
Like
get
we're murdering
to
them.
cut up these low-level thugs.
Hey, I tried to talk about it.
Ah, an old scuffled, eh? Get 'em, boys.
Does this include me?
It can if you want to put down the vials, but you'll come out of invisibility.
Oh no.
Deal with
No,
this.
no, no. Nope.
All right, let me throw a thug
I
in
will
here.
refill my drink while that's happening.
Sounds good.
Damn it! You were
Throw the
supposed to
slug on.
just go down.
All right, Astrum, you are up first. The thugs are like basically in you guys' face, so I'm not gonna like do a lot of ruling for movement.
Sure. Are my skelly boys within distance to walk up and smack them?
Yeah, they're walking alongside you in the line. So,
All right, I'll just snap my fingers and point at the nearest thug, and I guess there's some movement, so it's the first one.
yeah, you easily like Blueberry walks up and slashes into this guy, and he just kind of collapses on the ground from that single cut.
All right, Beefy, your turn. Oh,
Nope.
Then I think just got Felix. He's gonna. Oh, not the wrong Felix.
Blob.
He's gonna throw his legendary acid attack. Go, Felix, go!
Yeah, one of the guys starts screaming as the acid hits him. Roll damage. It burns! It burns!
That's all I got.
Silvio.
All right, I'm gonna flurry attack number 1.
That'll hit. Yeah, you down the guy that was covered in acid.
All right, I attack the second guy.
That'll hit. You down another random one. That's 3 down, 2 to go.
I attack the third guy.
That'll miss. Higram.
I'm gonna star him in the face.
Yeah, you are. Oh, this guy's still standing, but he doesn't look like he likes it.
Pavon's gonna growl and he's gonna give him the fights.
Oh, that'll crit.
Yeah,
that
so
guy
he'll grab
will
him and
go
just rip
way
him
down.
to pieces.
Yep.
And he's gonna call the other guy. He's gonna miss.
That'll
He's
miss.
gonna call again.
That'll hit. The other guy is
Okay.
still standing, but not looking so great.
Like, you can still give up.
Luna. He has to get to his initiative.
Yeah, is the talker still?
No, that guy's down.
Oh,
He should have been so close.
Do I even do anything? I don't even think I need to do anything. I'm just gonna like make comments about how they're stupid and they should have just walked away.
All right. Well, this last guy takes off running. Anyone can take AOs
yep.
on him if you'd like.
Sure is.
Yes.
That is eligible.
Who is
I'm not
eligible?
even gonna bother.
Anybody with a melee attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll cut him, but oh yeah, he took damage from the claws, so he will go down. And a pile of gang members sits before you, lie before you. Perhaps this is now your turf.
Like the old Street Fighter game. When you kill the last one.
Yeah, I think we need on the main map marked where our turf is now, Steve.
I quickly search the corpses for any loot. Ooh.
You do. I will give you their loots.
Give me your money.
They
How many
have
copper bullets?
they have 5 loots. You can play them if you'd like. I thought it was a good joke. Don't shake your head at me.
They were a band.
A band of brothers. I'm just gonna combine all these rather than have them all be separate. Wow, that's really good for low-level thugs. Congratulations, a winner is you. Look at all this money they had.
Well, they must
It
have
is a lot.
just knocked over a business or something.
Yep. They also has this stuffs.
Did they have a map like outlining what their turf was?
No, they do not have a map of their
Like,
turf.
Our turf, the map.
When are you adding that to our party sheet? Okay.
But yeah, you guys can travel the rest of the way and get these things back to.
Well, before we leave, what's the etiquette like? Does it matter if there's dead bodies in the street? Like,
No,
Does
it
anyone
doesn't
care?
really matter. Like,
Okay.
people aren't gonna fuck with you. You just downed 5 guys in 6 seconds.
all right.
It's only really that alley that we were worried about.
And you know, like around here, the guards really are all about like keeping the like greater peace. So like if some sort of uprising were to happen, the guards would get involved. But otherwise, the guards just kind of throw around their authority here and there. But for like gang stuff like this, they kind of let it be between the gangs. Whoever ends up like left over is who they'll choose whether or not they're going to work with. Otherwise, they pick up people, they shake people down for money. Yeah, the police are basically as much a gang.
Annoyed with these guys.
Yeah.
All right, knowing that, I'll say a cab and move along.
Yep. Yeah, you can get all the you can get these vials back to Rusty's place, no problem.
Oh wait, all guards are bastards. I gab. All guards are bastards. Yeah, I guess we're escorting Rusty home and then
Yep.
talking to Dragonton if we're able to.
Yeah, you can head back over to the temple.
Sorry, I don't want to take control of the party. We can either go to him or talk to what's his face to tell him we killed Blueberry.
Yeah, I would
Honoring.
suggest we go back to honoring first and
Sure.
check in with him real fast.
This was after we were dumping the stuff off at Rusty's.
Yeah, we do that first for sure. We don't want Rusty just walking invisible the whole time carrying these.
Yeah, I'll offer to take Astrum to Honoring's place. Everyone else, if they want to tag along, can. But we just need to show him proof of the kills. So.
Okay. So yeah, is everyone gonna head over to Honorines or?
Yeah.
For some reason that I can't, for however I look, I would go.
You're fine. If anything, people just keep a kind of great distance from you.
We got a drow in the party. Do you think they're gonna care if we got a half ant in the party too?
At least drow is a thing.
Yeah, at least drow is a thing.
Jesus,
He looks like something from the Underdark, just like a drow.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
I guess people don't know what's in the Underdark, so...
You did see a giant with a mantis head. In fact, you did more than just saw it. You saw it in the flesh. So yeah, you can meet up with Honorine. He is where he usually is.
Yep, I'll come to the door or I think there's that reception desk or whatever.
Yeah.
So just let me.
Yep, they allow you by, no problem. You can head up to see Honorine.
Yeah, I'll just be like, I brought you a present.
I hope it's a good one.
It's a half man, half
It's a good
ant.
one too. This
I'm
is
not a present.
Astrum. You haven't met him yet.
You don't know that's my name, actually.
Oh yeah,
Sen.
Sen. Sorry, this is Sen.
Wait, who is Sen?
He is a new adventurer. I told you there was the new person with us. We discussed this. You told me to ask them what they were interested in.
I'm going to need you to cut yourself on a piece of paper.
Is he talking to me?
Yes.
He ain't blood bygrouping anything, mister.
Then how do I
That
know
is
anything about you?
I don't know anything about you. That is a big ask to ask a
I mean, you
arcane
never
weaver.
took our blood. Why do you want his?
Oh, they didn't even ask anyone else's. You just want the drow's blood, huh?
Yes.
What are you, some kind of racist?
Can you just show
Is this
him
just
our gift?
between
Maybe he'll
us?
trust you more.
Yes.
Yes, I am. I think your kind is disgusting. I think you have nothing but foul
What is he?
intentions for this city.
Is he human?
He is human.
Ah, well,
Like,
feelings mutual. Humans are disgusting creatures. Selfish
come on,
and
he's helped us with what you want. Like, is he really that disgusting if he's helping us do what you
His
want?
only intentions are for himself. He has no cares about the
that's true about
overworld.
me too, but
But like, I mean,
It's
I don't
every
think
man
that's-
in this
Yeah, I
world.
mean,
everyone has their selfish desires.
I don't think we can judge someone on doing something for
It's
themselves
fine.
that
If
much.
you don't want to do business with me, I can bring Blueberry.
You talk
also.
over this woman a lot for a drow. You know that?
What, a drow? Are they
True.
matriarchal?
Drow are matriarchal.
Oh. Well, she's a human, that's all. If she was drow, I would respect her.
I think you're actually more racist than me. And sexist.
Correct.
At least
No,
I'm not
you-
sexist.
Just show him the gift, please.
Well, are we doing business, or am I taking my business elsewhere?
Do I need to drag the skeleton in here? I will. I will go find it, and I will push and drag the damn skeleton.
You don't touch my property.
Wait, skeleton? You
Yeah,
didn't bring
he
back
does
the whole
undead
body?
Stuff. I mean, yeah, it's kind of the whole body. It's just different.
I wanted
Did you
anatomy.
actually, you needed the body?
I didn't bring it up. I figured you'd bring me a sample back of the thing, and I would get at least some anatomical structure,
Well, you
maybe
said
a head.
the head, so I assumed you just wanted to see, like, proof of the kill.
Yes, I understand where this confusion could have come from. But you have the skeleton, that's at least something. Will you bring it in then? Blueberry comes in, he looks it over. Yes, exactly as I thought. The skull is different. Also, body's elongated, different bone structure, almost chitness in its composition. Strange. You? The fuck are you? You look kind of like Rusty, but you also look like this.
There was just a little mishap with some magic.
There was some weird science happening.
We were experimenting with some of the things that they happened to be working with, and some weird magical interactions.
I looked like it enhanced some spells, so I wanted to try it out. Would not recommend trying it with ant haul.
You look like your motherfucked an ant.
Jesus.
To be fair, I look like my mother fucked an ant.
So would it be valuable to you to be able to see what it looked like in its natural form?
It would help, yes.
I'll cast minor image.
Ooh. Yeah. You create an illusion of it. Fascinating. Has antennae. He rushes out of the room for a moment. You hear him unlock a door, and then a few moments he comes back out with a book. He'll look back over it again and then flip through his book. No, it can't be. You, Sen, is it?
Yes.
How do you feel erotically about ants?
Erotically?
Listen,
Not
buddy,
interested.
he's just a friend.
Yeah, what kind of sick show are you wanting, old man?
A coworker, even.
You
Look at
missed the
its...
show downstairs. She fucked the ant already.
He already missed that show.
Oh, he actually didn't miss it.
What?
Look at this in the bone structure. The bone structure is non-traditional, and look at your friend here. They're very similar in composition. Rusty, if you can, outstretch your arm, and you, Sen, can you have this thing outstretch its arm?
Yes. I tell Blueberry to listen to this guy's commands.
I'll just do it.
Yeah, if you both extend out your arm, he'll point out some of, the structure of each thing. He'll point out that Rusty's finger structure is a little bit different, but the rest of the bone structure does have, a kind of matching chitness plating that runs across it, that looks very much so like the same, that looks very similar to each other.
Didn't
So,
you all
what
say?
you saying here?
Didn't you all say he had a changed appearance to what you normally saw him as?
Yes,
Yeah, he looked a little different.
if my suspicions are correct in what I'm seeing here, this could be... I'm not sure. I don't want to rush it, but long ago there were creatures, very large ant-like creatures that had sentience. They captured a number of your people, Sen, and enslaved them to do their work. It's possible, although I wouldn't quite understand how, that somehow they mated with them?
I don't know if I really
So you do know what he's at least referencing. He is referencing a long time ago there was a split between factions of the Underdark. there was a group of some sort of monster creature that came in. They basically started mass dominating Drow, and using them to sort of build their to aid them in building their tunnel network and in communicating with people from the overworld to keep them out of their tunnel system.
Oh, they were having them help with their tunnel system, all right.
But then there was some kind of breakdown that happened, and it kind of fell into war with the Drow attempting to fight back against these creatures and against their own companions. But the Drow had kind of also created a fractured alliance with some of the other creatures of the Underdark, who also like inevitably tried to take advantage of the chaos and take over from both sides. But with the 15, that's about all you know about that kind of history thing. Rusty, you didn't even know that like there were Drow before. Well, you knew there were Drow beforehand, but like you didn't really know anything about like the history of Drow warfare or Drow like and their love of ants or something like that. So maybe he does have some kind of thing for you.
It's hip the fuck ants.
He starts covering up his parts. his extra limb.
Blueberry here is one of these ancient or a descendant of one of these creatures?
It's a theory, but I don't know how they would mate. The creatures don't have proper organs. You can't really use your thorax to impregnate a human that I'm aware of, but or definitely not a drow. So I'm a little confused as to how this sort of thing would happen. But
I mean, like, I would assume use magic, just have one had just changed its form, like temporarily, right? Like, I mean,
perhaps that is the rumor behind where some other fabled creatures have come from. One said that's how you. One running joke that we like to talk about is the ridiculousness of a concept called an owl bear. Could you actually cross make an owl and a bear? It's a stupid conglomeration of creatures. I don't know why one would want to do it, but it's a wonderful theory. Could you use magic to turn an owl into some sort of mammalian creature and have intercourse with a bear and produce a sort of half owl, half bear creature?
Would it be able to fly?
A good theory. I would figure the bare bottom, no pun intended, would not allow the creature to fly properly. I also wonder what size it would come out to be. Would it be a bear-sized creature or an owl-sized creature?
Those owls would be the cutest pet ever.
I was just thinking that. I just got the most adorable picture in my head. Look at that tiny little bear.
Now I need an owl bear pet. We must find them, and if they are large, we will shrink them, and it will become my companion.
Science.
It sounds as ridiculous as, like, I don't know, a donkey and a horse hybrid.
Yes, but we've seen that kind of mutation of science occur, and you end up with just an ass.
You're right. I have seen an ass.
Well, this is good so far. I will keep up my research, and I'll try to find us another target. Did you happen to come across any notes or information from there that might lead us to others?
They're at the...
There was some weird maps, right? There was like a bunch of maps in there.
There's also some, like, it looked like it was, I don't know, some instructions. I couldn't read them.
Wasn't there like a bunch of alchemy notes, but then there was like the maps? I don't know. It was like I had.
Yeah, I mean, I had grabbed tunnel maps and topographical maps.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, it was like an alchemy lab or something of that sort. There was a lot of work being done, like we said, with these magical enhancement chemicals. It seems they have found a way to magically enhance certain spells, I believe, to control the dwarves that they are using. But we did find some maps along with the stuff. I don't exactly know what the maps mean, but there was some tunnel maps and weird topographical map. I don't really know. I didn't look at them.
Well,
closely.
five tunnel maps, 4 topographical maps, so a bunch of them.
Well, it doesn't matter. My knowledge of things having to do with cartography is very minimal. I'm not a geographer after all.
And like none of those made any reference to like the city as far as topographical or anything, right?
No, but these other
And
notes that you saw, well, you couldn't.
I could
read them.
recognize. I imagine I could recognize a similar type of writing if I saw it.
What's more important is, can you get them back to me? Perhaps I can spend some time or find some people that could decipher them.
I should have just grabbed them. I don't know why I forgot. I was probably distracted by being an ant.
I would imagine that would do something like that to someone of your mind.
Hey, you turn anyone into an ant, I'm sure they'll crack the shell.
See what you did there. Well, why don't we take a short break? Rusty can go get those objects, and when we get back, we can discuss some things. See you shortly.